This video is a little different from the things that you would see on my channel. It's more of a value proposition because I wanted to tell you about this awesome system. This NVR Instant is probably one of the coolest things that I've seen, and I was really excited when they launched it. So I asked Ubiquiti to send this to me, and here we are, and I have it in hand, and I've been testing it for some time. But that doesn't change the experience that I get from this to my actual NVR system, in the sense that I get access to monitoring my home and securing it in a way that is non-subscription based. Quick disclosure before we get rolling, I am a Ubiquiti affiliate, and all the equipment you're about to see in this video was provided to me for this video. Ubiquiti hasn't seen this video ahead of time, and these are my honest thoughts on the system. If you end up grabbing one of these or the kit from the links in the description, please utilize my links in the description because it helps support content creation here on this channel, and I sincerely appreciate that. So with all that out of the way, let's get into this video. Here's the problem with most home security systems today. You're not really just buying the cameras. You're buying into subscription services. Nest, Ring, Simply Safe, they all get you paying month to month after month, and then increasing those prices while uploading your footage to the cloud. And let's be honest, you don't really own that footage. You're basically renting access to it. And if you're one of those folks that sometimes wears a little tinfoil hat, then you've probably thought about how easy it is for someone else to get access to those cloud-based services for your CCTV, especially when you consider putting one in your living space where you want to kind of live and not worry about like who else is watching. I'm not saying that anyone is out there dying to watch you walk around your house in a robe. But still, your living space is your living space, and it should be secure, and you should know that. You should be almost positive of that. I'm not saying people can't hack these systems and whatnot, because you own your footage. It is in your hand when you have this thing. It's right here. And in this video, I thought, why not pair it with two cameras that would probably make the most sense in my mind. It's their G4 and their G6 instant cameras. It's a way for you to invest your cost upfront with no subscriptions required. Let's get into unboxing these things, because if you are considering purchasing these, I think it's important to see what comes in the box for these. All right, getting into the box of the NVR Instant, you can see that it is a really nice embossed outline here. NVR Instant branding on the side, Unify on the back, NVR on the other side, and then on the front side is this pull tab. I'll pull that open, and then presented with the actual NVR. Installation instructions, QR code there, and it is packaged really nicely. Put the Instant off to the side for a moment. This is a disposable bubble level. Here's the base plate, snaps on, has little rubber feet here, and then getting in further into the box, you can see that there is a power cord. And then down here, some other mounting accessories, hardware that you need, the tools, and then the little booklet that you can see online through the QR code. So here, let's move this box out of the way. Now let's take a closer look at the Instant. It is wrapped in this protective plastic covering, very MacBook type-esque. On the very front of the device, you have the LCD screen. On this other side, you have a security key. So when you put your hard drive in, it stays in place and locked in using a Torx screw. Let's look at the other side before we look at the back. Nothing on the other side. And then on the back of this device, you got a reset button, you got an internal power supply, which is really nice. You got a viewport, it's built into this and it's part of the system. So there's an HDMI out, there's a gigabit uplink, and then you got 6 PoE RJ45 ports that are gigabit capable as well. On the bottom of the NVR Instant, you can see your SATA connector for your 3.5 inch mechanical hard drive or SSD. And they have a little notification sticker here that you can take out. There's a little pull tab here, a push tab, and the handle is spring loaded. The handle also has a screw, so you can lock it into place and then lock it further into place with that screw. So here I have an enterprise hard drive that Unify was kind enough to send me. It is 8 terabytes in storage size, and it runs you 250 bucks off the store. You can purchase this alongside with this. Then you'll lay the hard drive into the space here and then lock it into place, and then this fills in that extra space, so there's no way that will come out. Then you will take your screwdriver and secure the hard drive handle. Now the handle doesn't bounce around at all. It is in place. All right, taking the bottom plate now, we can install. If you ever wanted to remove it, you just slide it from the rubber grommet feet and it comes down and you pop it out. And that's where this little security torque screw comes into play. If you want to lock it into place, it won't allow the bottom feet to slide out. That is the unboxing experience for the UNVR Instant. Okay, so part of my value proposition are these two cameras, the G4 Instant and the G6 Instant. So let's unbox these real quick to take a closer look at what you would get. If you want to save some money, I would go the G4 way because these are a phenomenal solution for the price. And if you wanted to add 4K and have backup of your footage, because this has a micro SD card slot. So let's start with the G4, the old style packaging that Unify has for their cameras, and it is in this like plastic. So they've gone away from this and have become more environmentally friendly. And if that matters to you, just know Ubiquiti cares. So moving that off to the side, right off the bat, you are presented the G4 Instant is in this plastic kind of eggshell casing. Putting the camera off to the side for a minute, you get the QR code to get set up. You get a power adapter, USB-C to USB-C cable, but it is custom, so it kind of locks into place on the bottom of it. And it has this little retention thing at the bottom that I thought was neat, and it's a nice addition. And some other accessories, as well as some hardware. That's it for the G4. Let's get on to the G6. Bringing this into the frame, you can see that this has similar and has adopted the new branding scheme that Unify or Ubiquiti has adopted. And this is in the white variant. You just pull this off and you get access to the box. Quick installation QR code right at the top. Opening this, I want to see if the plug is the same. Bring the G4 into the frame, unlock it, and it fits. It's universal, which is awesome. G6 camera right at the front. Man, this thing is beefy. Little egg carton material. Checking if there's any difference in the power delivery that this wall wart provides versus the G4. It is not any different. It is exactly the same. So just keep that in mind. That's really nice. I like Ubiquiti's approach to their Unify systems, to where a lot of it's just plug and play, so you can upgrade easily. I think that's part of their mantra. You get similar mounting hardware as well. So it's almost exactly the same, a little bit different, and probably the major difference is the camera weight and size difference. So let's look at that now. First and foremost, you can see the difference here. I'm gonna remove this really quick so you can see the camera modules and stuff like that. This one's a little bit more robust, but you can see on the profile here, the cameras are very different. In my hands, it is substantially heavier. So let's weigh the G4, 4.4 ounces, and the G6 is 7 ounces. So each one of the camera's front designs are similar, but the sensors are different in size and capability. This G6 is 4K capable, and the G4 is 2K capable. Moving around towards the bottom, very similar in design, but the outline is different because the G6 is larger. Same on the bottom is USB-C power port, and a reset button is exposed on the G4. So you can have this closed and reset the camera without having access to the port. This one is inside of the cover, so you'll have to get inside of it to do that. You will notice that on the G6 there is a micro SD card slot there. That adds a level of redundancy if needed. Closing those up, moving around towards the back, they both have a similar mounting port here that is protected by this rubber grommet. So I'll bring my knife in. So getting that rubber grommet out, it is exactly the same thread, exactly the same mount. Anyway, that does it for a quick comparison of the Unify G6 and G4 Instant cameras. The UNVR Instant is your own private server for video. I've already kind of mentioned that a little bit. It is small, quiet, expandable with a hard drive, and it scales depending on how many cameras and what resolutions you're running. It can handle up to 15 high definition cameras, 8 cameras at 2K, or 6 cameras at a full 4K resolution. And the price? Well, at the time of this video, MSRP is $199 USD. I think it fits really well for those of you out there that are renters and can't make physical changes to the space that you live in. The G4 and G6 instant cameras connect over Wi-Fi. There's no Ethernet cables, no drilling holes. You just plug them into a power source and add them to your Protect system, and then you're set. It's super easy. If you move, this system moves with you. It literally sits in your media cabinet cabinet. And that's part of the icing on the cake for this, because this thing has a viewport built into it. So this would live in your media cabinet because you could have access to your cameras quickly by having it connected to one of your HDMI ports or one of your vacant HDMI ports on your TV. So if you want quick access to what's happening right now around your home, you don't even need to have your phone or your computer on you. For reviewing those recorded clips and history, you'll still need to use the app because it's just a live feed from this system. You can't scroll or move anything within the interface on the viewport. That is just another reason why this thing fits perfectly in that space. And this is a perfect segue on talking about these cameras really quick. The G4 Instant is a budget-friendly option that comes in around $99 USD at the time of this video. Has 2K resolution, a wide field of view, night vision for up to 20 feet, and two-way audio so you can communicate with others on the other end. It's great for like putting in place to monitor the inside of your doors or indoor areas. This thing is built for that. The G6 Instant, on the other hand, is about $180 or $179 to be exact, but it bumps you up to a full 4K resolution. It has better night vision and cleaner low light performance from what I could tell from the footage that I have, and it is perfect for entryways, driveways, and you can place them where like the details matter. Both of these are rated IPX5, which is weather resistant, and they can handle rain splashes but not full exposure to the elements, so just keep that in mind. So think like semi outdoors areas, like on your porch, under eaves, mounted on, within a breezeway where it's tucked away and kind of protected from the elements, but still outside. Maybe just tucked directly inside of your garage door. Places where they will see the outside world, but aren't taking in the full brunt of the weather 24/7. One thing that doesn't really work effectively, especially at night, is like placing them against the window because the IR bounces off glass and it just kind of washes out your footage. So that's not something that I would do. If you need something more robust and have the infrastructure to support this, I would say you would go with Ubiquiti's bullet and turret models because they are more rugged, they're built for the elements, but that's neither here nor there. These two cameras are fantastic options for those of you out there that are considering deploying a system like this within your home where you can't make changes to any of the walls and whatnot. Another thing you're going to have to consider is that you're going to need to keep them close enough to your Wi-Fi access points for a strong signal. Unlike wired cameras, these rely solely on your Wi-Fi signal and its strength. So the further you are, the more chance you have for dropped signal. Sometimes these drop off and then come back online for whatever reason, signal interference and whatnot. And I have a really strong Wi-Fi infrastructure within my home. So just know you're gonna wanna keep these pretty close to your AP or whatever Wi-Fi access point that you are utilizing to maintain that signal. So I wanna talk a little bit more about the value of this. You own your own footage. It stays local on your hard drive. You're not chewing up your internet data while uploading video 24/7. No random cloud technician or government subpoena is reaching into your living room without you even knowing about it, and no subscriptions. You buy it once and you're done. That's the summary of this video. I think that is a strong case and a strong value proposition for you. So let's talk about cost. The NVR Instant with two of these G6 cameras is about $560, $557 USD to be exact. The NVR Instant with two G4 cameras is about $397, so $400. And then you factor in the cost of some hard drives, so it's about $250 for a good enterprise level hard drive that offers 8 terabytes. You're in it for under $1,000 with both of these options with that much storage, and that's it. And if you compare that to the cloud guys like Nest, which is $200 for 2 cameras plus $100 to $200 every year, and then that depends on their price increases that they apply to you and push pressure on you to keep maintaining your video in your cloud space, and then all that tax that they get from you from that and whatnot. And then Ring is about $350 for 2 cameras plus $100 every year for their subscription, and then them strong arming you into price increases because they need to squeeze every dime out of you. And then you talk about Simply Safe, which is about $400 to $600 for a similar setup for the gear, and then it's $15 to $30 a month ongoing. The cost just keeps continuing to grow. So in 3 years, you're sitting under $800 or so with the Ubiquiti system with 8 terabytes, and you're well under $600 if you just wanted to go with a 2 terabyte or a 1 terabyte or a 4 You can totally choose that option. And that's the beauty of this system. You compare that to Nest, Ring, or Simply Safe, you're anywhere from $650, which is similarly priced, to over $1,200. And this is all while you're uploading your private footage to somebody else's servers. And that being said, there are still some of you out there that have home internet that is provided through your ISPs that cap you on data. Xfinity in Utah is notorious for that. For homeowners, this is a great way to lock in a one-time cost and take control of your system. For renters, it's one of the few systems that doesn't require any hard wiring, so you can set it up, pack it up, and it moves with you. This is super easy. It's in my hands right now. And you could put this in your media cabinet, and that's probably where I would put this, because that's probably where your internet service comes in, and put a HDMI out to my TV so I can quickly see what's going on around my home. You can even add their doorbell to this, and that's awesome. I mean, this is a really expandable and malleable system that will fit your needs. And for anyone who values their privacy or just doesn't like the idea of subscriptions and strangers having access to their footage within their living spaces, which are like sacred to some people. I mean, it's sacred to everybody, right? That is your living space. You shouldn't have other people looking at you, especially when you want to add an extra element of security to your home for that reason. And this is one of the smartest investments that you can make. This sounded a lot like an infomercial, but I truly am excited about the potential of a system like this. This is just, it's incredible. It's a cube, and you can add cameras to it via Wi-Fi, or you can hardwire some. It's a good way for you to upgrade your current system if you live in a home that's it has an aging CCTV. You can literally just pull out your old system, drop those old cameras, utilize the current wired infrastructure, plug it in, get it going, put your new cameras up, done. That's going to cost a lot more, of course, but that's just something that you should consider. At the end of the day, whether this setup is right for you, it really comes down to how much you value privacy, control, and your long-term savings. For me, ownership of my footage is absolutely vital. And when I was on Xfinity, it was extremely important that I wasn't eating up all my bandwidth with just, monitoring some secure spaces. Probably at the top of the list, though, is that I value my footage being mine, and I want to know that no one else has access to it. I don't know if that matters to you as much as it does me, but it's something for you to think about, and it's worth thinking about. If you're curious about exploring this in more detail, I've dropped my affiliate links down below. Using those links doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help support content creation here on this channel. And honestly, once you weigh the years of subscription fees that you avoid and being strong-armed into price increases, you might see why I think this is one of the smartest investments you can make in upgrading your home security. So I hope my excitement here hasn't skewed the message that I'm trying to share with you, and put it in more of a salesman type thing. But I am trying to sell you on this system in a way that is good for you, not for me. If you use my affiliate links, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But look at this system, because it is incredible. And before I close, I've already made my disclosures. FTC, you watching? So these are in the links. Affiliates, I'm affiliate of Ubiquiti, and they send me equipment when I ask them to, when I get excited, and that's an awesome relationship that I have with them. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I am Tomas, and I will catch you in the next one.